Takes a village. Another day has come. I was thinking this morning, because I get off to a fairly slow start. I mean, I get up very early, but my morning routines are not, apart from insane amount of coffee, I don't do jumping jacks, I don't go jog, I don't rev it up. I sometimes watch some YouTube tarot videos, and I take a very hot bath, and that's how I start. That's how I started. Eat a little bit, and I was thinking, and consequently I'm slow and loose, and which is helpful, when you have arthritis, osteoporosis, all this bone stuff going on. It's just really nice to get in a bath that has Epsom salts, and I do it up rose water and lavender. So I come out of it just and I was thinking that, I don't do, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Wim Hof. A couple of friends of mine do. They happen to be men. I don't know if there's a thing with men and Wim Hof, but I just thought that's so not my mode. It's just, I go out in the cold and stuff. And so I thought, what am I? And immediately my brain said, Wim Sloth. So there is something about that. I go slowly. And yet I'm tired a lot of the time. I mean, it's just strange, and I don't do things to rev it up very much. I will dance, take a walk or whatever. But anyways, the other thing I wanted to, these things spring into my mind, and I either take them or I don't. In the realm of moving around, in the physical world. When my daughter was to go into kindergarten, you were supposed to, we got a handout that said, can they say their ABCs? I can't remember what the second one was. Stand on one foot or something, sorry. But the third was catch a ball. And I thought, easy breezy. I mean, Jesus. But I got my daughter, and I ABCs, no problem. Whatever the other one was, stand on one foot. Stellar performance. Catch the ball, and it just bounced off her. It was a big ball, and I threw it, and she just kind of went, didn't really, so we tried various balls, and man, that wasn't happening, and I realized I wasn't the ball playing type. I wasn't out there, I mean, we'd roll balls back and forth from the time she was a baby, and, balls were in our life in certain respects, but never. My mother, again, she was a jock. She was a tomboy. She liked to play football and hockey with the boys in her neighborhood in Detroit, Michigan. Ice hockey. All boys team. She was the goalie. And she'd try to tell me how to throw a football. And she'd lick her fingers and talk about the spin, and I was like, I couldn't do, I mean, it would just go, So part of it is innate, you know, nature versus nurture. It's a nature thing. And part of it is nurture, is what you're taught by the person you spend the most time with. And mostly we talked. And when we played, it was with, you know, puppets or talking in funny voices. I mean, there's a lot of wordplay and communication and singing and stuff like that. You know, from the time she could hold a pencil, she had a pencil, she had a pen pot, she had, you know, paper, and was just the artwork that came out of this child was stunning. Until she went to school. You know, and they told her frogs are green. She had drawn this iridescent, which she'd seen in the Nature magazine. And the teacher was trying to get her to do it over. You know, and it was like this was in daycare. So it's something about what we're taught, and I think I'll stop it there. I had other ideas about what to talk about. It seems like that's enough. Well, it was kind of, it takes a village. You know, I didn't teach her how to throw the ball. Somebody else did. You know, and maybe through some other means that where you need to be coordinated, dance, or, I mean, she could swing dance like nobody's business. She'd try to make, I was supposed to be her partner, and I'd be like, well, I didn't know what I was doing. And she really could swing. She was in about 7th grade. And it was humiliating. It was really hard because usually I was exhausted. I was whim sloth. And she was, you know, after a day's work and as in retail, you know, where you're just like, anyways. So sometimes it's hard to match the other guy's energy. You know, but even whim sloth people that bring a lot to the table. It takes a village, you know, an important part of the village. Same deck, starting with the little guys. I know the one other thing I wanted to mention was that I'm beginning to get an idea of who you guys are, you know, having read your comments. Sorry. You know, and seen some demographics via YouTube. And I just thought I'd, you know, say it back to you. I think you guys are intuitive women, mostly. And, you know, who have done this role of sort of the healer, the seer, through lifetimes. And working up to it, you know, through lifetimes. And one of the reasons they talk about wounded healer is just because how can you, or what best qualifies you to heal others that you've been wounded and healed yourself? Or are healing yourself, because it's always a process, because more shit happens that you have to, you know, heal from. It just does. So, your healers, your intuitives, a lot of you are solitary. Just in the sense of, you know, I mean, that word immediately kind of conjures up somebody in isolation. That's not what I'm talking about. You're not dependent upon the easy group that's not where you get your strength. That's not what you tap into. You know, your sort of high priestess energy. You tap in to the big thing, but are also very present and boots on the ground in this lifetime. And you're all about connection and the ability to articulate it. And I wanted to say, you know, you're apologetic for being the smartest guy in the room, for even thinking that. But you, in some ways you are, in terms of emotional. I grew up in the South, and once in a while it comes through. In terms of emotional intelligence, off the charts. Which is a hard place to be sometimes. You know, you can feel raw. Anyway, that's what I'm sensing. So here's to us, because that's an interesting constellation of energies. Oh my God. Magician. The one who can manifest in this life, on this earthly level, things that are tapped into from that common, you know, there's the common ground and there's the common ground. There's this thing we share physically, where we live, the air we breathe, the food we eat, our connection, our ability to touch each other, to live in this body. And, you know, that other realm, which is manifest, magician, in this realm. Gemini, Virgo. Oh, my cat wants to get in. I had to shut her out because last night she brought in a mouse, which I catch and release, but I'll let her in a moment. Another major arcana. Holy moly, you guys. Holy, holy, holy. A star card. Aquarian energy, healing. You're healers. You are healers. You know how to bring stuff through. This is the third card. I don't know what it was. Oh God. If I had a hammer, if I had a bell. Okay, full card. She's now meowing out there. I may have to keep this short because I gotta let the cat in. Full card, third major arcana, and I wait to see what's on the bottom of the deck. You guys, you know, all I can say is this collective is about the big power energies of the psyche. 4 major arcana out of 4 cards. Tapped in. Soul sisters, you know, it's extraordinary. Full card, Aries, the one who begins the journey, who takes the risk, who takes the leap, again and again, into new terrain. Judgment, the rebirth, hearing the call, answering the call, to be a teacher, to be a guide, to be a healer. That's what you're called to do. Lifetime after lifetime. Remember I said something about that? You've done this before, through lifetimes. I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Wheel of Fortune. Stepping into your karmic destiny. You know, again and again, lifetime after lifetime. A manifester. A healer. And wait till you see the next one. And I think then I'm going to stop. It just... You know, the rebirth, stepping into your karmic destiny. What's next? Fool energy is about what's next. And I think so is magician. Because we can bring through, as magician, we have all the tools. We'll tap all the energies and we'll bring through and manifest. Basically, what do you want to manifest? World. The big next phase, the next big portal, the birth of the next thing, the next lifetime. And I'm going to, oh, good grief. Queen of Swords, the one who knows. I'm sorry, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, the one who feels. Open-hearted woman. And who's coming in? Knight of Cups. Kind of Coles to Newcastle, you know? You're already, you have self-love, you have love of others. Okay, I gotta go. And somebody's coming for you. Is what it looks like in this next phase. If you're not partnered up, it looks like you'll be partnering up with an intuitive man, a fireman, an action taker, the one who taps in. Because God knows you're tapped in. Wow. I don't know what I'm going to call this. But if you're ever called to the title, that matters. And, yeah, thumbs up, blah-de-blah-de-blah, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. Join the tribe. I mean, I can't believe who we are. I just love you guys.